Yo, what's going on, you plebs? It is your boy, Mr. Plebe. Welcome back to another brand new Call of Duty Black Ops 3 video. Today in this video, guys, we are actually doing an updated Gamebattles, UMG, Arena, Game Mode, S&D class setup video. So we're going to go right into this and jump right into these classes. First off, we're going to start with the Specialist. We're going to be doing Specialist. We're going to be doing the Creative class. We're going to be doing the classes. And also Scorching, so you should be using an S&D, or that I find you should be using and that I use when I play. So first off, we're going to go into our Specialist. So now, there's a few different ones you want to use. Not all of them are definitely 100% viable. One is definitely Overdrive. This character can get you to some places really fast. It's really good. I've actually played a few 2v2 S&D on Nuketown. Using this right off the bat and rushing right into center when you're on defense is very good. You can run right into the A-bomb. It's in between basically the two trucks. One's the bus with the synths in it, and the other one's a bread truck that you can get and jump in the middle, and there's that little head glitch. One of the bombs is in between those. It's really good to get to there. There's also a good rush on the map Fringe to get from defense side to the B bomb, I do believe. You can rush straight up and actually get right into their building. I might even throw that up on the screen so you guys can see. But you can get right into the other team's spawn building if they're trying to rush you, and usually end up getting a kill or two. It's really good. The other one that's viable is 100% Glitch. Glitch is really good, especially if you're carrying the bomb. Most of the time, I only use Glitch when I'm carrying the bomb. Basically, how it works is I'm on the bomb, I start getting shot at. As I'm planting the bomb, I literally have my fingers on LB and RB, getting ready to spam the shit out of that to get out of there, and then I'll respawn back behind the bomb somewhere. It's really good for that. It gets you out of a lot of tight situations. The other one that I find is good is War Machine. This game has a lot to do with head glitches. That being said, the War Machine is a very good thing to get people off the bomb, even if they're planning or if they're just camping the bomb on defense side trying to head glitch and pick you off. War Machine can definitely get them off of that. You just spam it around the bomb, it's going to get a kill or two. It's really good. The other thing that I find good is Kinetic Armor. I find it's really good for when you need to bait out people, bait out other enemy teammates. As long as your teammates and yourself are on the same page, you know how to bait and switch properly, then Kinetic Armor works really good for that because it can only kill you if they hit you in a headshot. Now, the other thing to think about is in this game, you get a lot of headshots, especially if you're a decent Call of Duty player and your aim is right. Most of the time, you end up getting headshots. I bet like a lot of my kills are headshots. I'm not saying that to be cocky or anything. It's just literally a fact. Even if I went into barracks and showed you, it'd still be a pretty high headshot ratio. But I find it's really good to bait and switch enemies just because you have that extra armor. It's reactive armor that deflects enemy bullets away from the body, so they can only hit you in the head. It's really good for just that purpose. The other one, I guess, is the Annihilator. It really depends. I wouldn't really run this one in S&D. I kind of find it's good. It kind of has auto aim assist when you use it, but again, I wouldn't really use it. The other one is probably Psychosis. I really like using Psychosis. I know when this game first started coming out, we were first doing GBs. It was really cheese to use. Especially if you plan on rushing a bomb. If you plan on rushing a bomb, you throw Psychosis out, and usually you're gonna get the kill because they don't know what the fuck's going on. It's basically a mind fuck in a Specialist class. So that's it for the Specialist classes. Hopefully that helped out a little bit. We're going to jump right into the actual classes. So this is my first class. We have the M8A7 as my primary. I use the ELO sight just because the normal red dot, I don't know, I like the ELO a lot better just because it's basically half of what a normal red dot is. It doesn't have that top arch on it. It's just kind of a floating red dot. It's really good. On this class, I have the M8A7 with the ELO. I use quick draw and stock. You never really with an M8 or anything, never ever should be using a grip. It's really just not needed. If you want to take someone else's word for it, go watch Optic Scumpy's video about doing his class setups. He'll say the exact same thing. You just really don't need the grip. It's not really usable. And of course, I use the stock just because I think a lot of the ARs, or you should be using the stock at least. So that's my M8 attachments. Next, I have the RK5. This pistol is a 3-round burst pistol, and it is a beast. You sometimes even 2-bullet, 1 burst people. Most times it's actually 2-bullet, especially on host, so it's really good. I also have a frag grenade, flak jacket on here, dead silence, and blast suppressor. I would always recommend using dead silence and blast suppressor unless you got something else going on, some kind of strat you're doing with your classes that involves that meta. Besides that, though, I'd always use those two. I have flak jacket on because I realized in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, it's been a lot of random nade spammy things. I didn't even know you could rotate that, but it's been a lot of weird nade tosses, random pickup kills, so I find it's really good to use flak jacket. It helps a lot with the bomb, and also people are using the War Machine, and then a frag grenade just for that purpose as well, just to get those random nade kills. And that is it for my class number 1. We're gonna go down to class number 2. This class kind of stays the same. Flak jacket as well for those nades, dead silence and blast suppressor on just for the reason that I mentioned before. And on this one, we took out the RK5 and the frag grenade, and we threw on elo, quick draw, stock, and long barrel. I find long barrel is really good. I know a lot of the maps aren't that large, but I find that long barrel for the increased range, it really does do a difference. So it's something to think about. If you don't use long barrel, I'd probably recommend either maybe even throwing on high caliber, sometimes even FMJ. FMJ works really well depending on the map you're playing, especially for those wallbang spots. I find even in pubs FMJ helps a lot, but even more so in competitive. There's a lot of things you can shoot through in this game without it, but I find it just gives you that extra oomph, if that makes a little bit of sense, especially trying to pick kids off the head glitches on the bomb. It'll just melt them right through the bomb. So that's kind of another thing. Otherwise, I'll just probably use long barrel. I mean, if you really want, you can throw in grip. Like I said, not really viable. You don't really need it at all. So that's it for my second class. The other thing I want to mention too is usually if I'm not feeling the M8A7, I'll throw on the Shiva, or I'll actually throw on the XR2. The XR2 kind of works the same way for this class. XR2 also works the same way for this class here. And basically, I'll just swap that out and put the XR2 on, or I'll put XR2 on one, M8 on the other. It really depends. Usually, the XR2 will go on the first one, and I'll leave this one the same. The other one that we have that we can do, though, is also the Shiva. Now, the Shiva, you're going to have a red dot and 3 attachments, kind of how this one works. So if you're going to use the Shiva, I'd throw it on this class, and that would basically look something like this. It would be the Shiva. Again, I use Elo Sight, and then I would use Quick Draw, and I would use Stock, and I'd either use High Caliber or long barrel. That's kind of my class. Sometimes even FMJ. It really depends. You can kind of swap it back and forth. Kind of works the same way with the M8. The next one I have, this kind of a test class. It's basically the Man of War. I absolutely love the Man of War myself. I've loved it in the beta. I've loved it ever since. I think it's a really good gun. You know, a lot of people don't really use it. I find it's a really viable option. So again, I just use the Elo. I use the Quick Draw, and I use Stock on it. I have an RK5 stun to stun check, flak jacket for the same reasons, all the random nades and such, and then I also have dead silence, and I have blaster pressure. Like I said, you need to have those on. Go down to custom slot 4. This is when the submachine gun's going to play. On my submachine gun with the Vesper, that's one I usually go to, is the Vesper or the VMP. Sometimes even the CUDA. It depends on if I'm playing ban protect and they feel cheesy and they want to ban all the good stuff, then I'll use the CUDA. It kind of runs the exact same attachment. So I find laser sight on submachine guns in this game is so good. It's really good. Even in pubs, I use it all the time. And basically, you can hipfire kids across the map with this shit. It is absolutely crazy how much it increases your hipfire accuracy. It reminds me of Call of Duty World of War. That's how accurate it is. The Call of Duty World of War was literally a game when all people used is MP40 round drum. So it had a long extended magazine, Juggernaut, and they do laser sight because all you did was hip fire in that game. Not really laser sight, but it was something that made you so you hip fired a lot easier, honestly. World of War didn't have laser sight, so let's be real, it's World War II. So get the laser sight, we got extended mags, and we have quick draw. I like using quick draw on this one, sometimes even grip, really depends. Most of your kills are going to be close range anyways. And then I have a stun to stun check. Fast hands, you do use on SMGs. I don't use it on assault rifles because assault rifles half the time, what you need to be doing is just ADSing everywhere as you go. You can't be caught with not ADSing with an assault rifle, or you're going to be dead. But if you are ADSing and they come up to you, you're usually going to get the kill. So I find the Vesper is really viable. Fast hands, blast pressure, and dead silence for the same reason. Stun to stun check. Sometimes even on this one, you could even take off that and you could throw on rapid fire. Rapid fire in this gun is absolutely insane. It is honestly redonkulous. Yes, I use that word. Usually you kill people before they even know where you are or what the hell is going on. So that's what I'd use. Most of the time I don't really use that though. I like using the quick draw one, but that's just another variant you can use. Stun to stun check. Go down. This is my overkill class. On my overkill class, I have the Vesper with just the laser sight. Like I said, you really need it, and it's probably the best kind of concoction you can come up with. Besides that though, I have the SVG 100, best sniper in the game. This game I find has a lot to do with snipers. It's all about getting that pick and being slow, playing slow. So ADSing on a spot for more than 20 seconds is definitely a common thing you'll find out in this game, and also sitting in corners. So I have the SVG 100 with a thermal as well. Thermal sight is so boss, and look at this camo. This is the first epic camo I got, the coolest one, Transgression. Absolutely sick. It's animated. It looks so cool, especially when reloaded. So enough of that though. SVG 100 Vesper, laser sight, thermal, really boss class. Concussion grenade to stun check, really good. Fast hands on this one because we have the submachine gun and also a sniper. You don't want to get caught. And a blast suppressor and dead silence on that as well. Really boss class. Next thing we're going to go to, those are my created classes. Hopefully that helped you guys out a little bit. Make sure to try some of these out yourself in your matches, see how you do. The next one we're going to go down to is score streaks. So we're playing S&D. We want to be using the HCXD. We want to be using the Dart and the Lightning Strike. Now with the HCXD, this is really good, really viable. If you guys know how to use it properly, it's kind of like a really good thing to use. Kind of takes a little bit of skill though, and there's a little bit of technicality behind it on when you want to use it and what kind of situation you want to use it in, where you should be playing with it. I might even do a video about that, but I mean, basically, I sometimes it helps out if you know someone's playing a bomb, you're gonna 1v1 as long as they don't find you or they don't see where the RC car is coming from. Besides that though, it's really good just even off the rip as fast as you can get it out. Works really well for picking up that early pick. The next thing is the dart. This is also really good. It sucks it's not like the hunter killer. You kind of have to control this one, but I mean, as long as you know how to control it, you know you're gonna get a kill with it. I would definitely use it. I wouldn't really use it in a 1v1 kind of thing. Really kind of all depends on situational, but it's really good to get that early pick as well, as long as you can get out there without dying. Lightning strike, half the time I don't even call it in. I just use it to get that ping, just like Black Ops 2. A lot of people used to do that. So lightning strike's really, really good just to even get the ping on where the enemies are. You can kind of see where they're pushing, where they're rushing to, kind of what kind of setup they have going on, and that is really, really good as well. So I would recommend using the HCXD, the dart, and the lightning strike. Sometimes you can even take one of these off. You can use the Guardian. The Guardian's really good for actually watching a bomb, especially if you put it right on top of a bomb. So you, kind of on the back side, so you can get them as they're coming to it, and if they're trying to plan on either side or the back side of it, if they flank around, try to get around it. It's really good for that. That's what I like using for that as well. It really kind of depends. Lightning strike's good for getting the ping though, but the Guardian is viable, especially because you get the hit markers on your screen, so you kind of can tell where they are if they really run into it, if they're that dumb. But guys, that is it for this class setup video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this updated class setup video. If you did like this video, make sure to leave a like down below. I'd very much appreciate it if you did. Also subscribe to join the Pleb Army today. This has been a class setup video for Gamebattles, Search and Destroy. But your boy Mr. Plebe, thank you so much for watching. I will see you plebs in the next video and later days, my friends. Please don't kill me. Woo. Got it, boys. Go team. That was all me, baby. Now they're gonna take it back instantly. That's nice. But the squad turning up the nits easy. Almost level 40. Just kidding, not even close to 32 XP. 32